What's up, gamers? This is Yuban with a Mechabellum Replay commentary. Today we are going to showcase a recent meta build that we stole or we learned from watching Flower Fairy, one of the best players in the world. And that meta build is the Fire Badger and Carry Void Eye build. Looking at our starting packs, we decided to go for the Fire Badger with Fire Badger Start and Crawlers. This is a phenomenal starting pack as we get 3 of the best chaff and we get a discount on Fire Badger Tech, and we also get a free Fire Badger. Our opponent is PlayArcher, 2100 MMR player out of Russia, a long-time high MMR player from the Vanguard season. He's also a streamer. He's playing as the Marksman Specialist with with Sledgehammers and Crawlers. And he's going for a symmetrical center build with 2 packs of arc lights in the middle here. I'm going to speed up. We're chatting just about the game that we played earlier. Okay, here we are going to do a very typical mid-range setup. So how we like to set it up is Crawler, 5 squares in front of the tower. So that's a 5 square spacer. And we'll put a pack of Void Eye in front of it, right to it. And then we'll go 1 square forward with our Fire Badger. The idea here is we want the Fire Badgers to tank a little bit for the Void Eye. But we also don't want our Void Eyes to be too far back so they're slow to shoot at the correct target. This is a really cool combo, the Fire Badger and Void Eye, as we have good chaff clear, we have good DPS, like you can see here. And later on in the game, we get a lot of these annoying singular units that also act as, they're just really hard to clear. Like, once we get to a critical amount of Void Eyes, you cannot keep up with it with just marksmans alone. Anyways, that's round 1. We narrowly lose the first round. That is a-okay. Now going to round 2, we just played against him using Overlord. So we're thinking, do we do it again, or do we stick with our guts and try to practice this new build that we're trying to master? So we decided to go for the air shield drop. The thought process here is it gives us a mobilized air shield, 50,000 HP, that we can drop on part of our opponent's territory, meaning that any kind of round 2 oil attempt can be nullified. And we were also hoping that our opponent wouldn't have enough DPS to break through this shield because he's only into the Sledgehammers and the arc lights. On our side, we decided to get 1 more Void Eye to widen our push and to help us deal with the center cannon and the Sledgehammers in the center. I would love to have gotten another Fire Badger here or here. However, how the money worked out, we were just better off getting 2 more packs of chaff. Both of us go for the shield airdrop. This is going to be an interesting battle to see who can break through the shield first, or a potential negative supply situation here. Seems like our opponent's level 3 marksman dealt a lot of damage to our shield, but now that our chaffs are moving forward, seems like we're actually able to take free shots at our opponent's shield. It would be really nice to take this down so we don't have to deal with it the next round. Okay, you can see that we still have a chaff clear problem here in the middle, as all the units, late arriving or not, are coming from the weak side tower of our opponent. We need to fix that ASAP. Luckily, at the same time, we get our power spike turn in the form of a free Fire Badger. I think here we're typing again. Okay, so once again, we go 1 square between the Void Eye and the Fire Badger. Fire Badger's 1 square forward as well. Both of us picked up the underground threat for round 3 reinforcement. Opponent goes for the center. I think this is going to be a pure delay because 2 packs of crawlers are going to be able to handle the underground threat, especially when we already have... Oh, we don't have defense enhancement. We decided to go for the same thing, recognizing that there is no chance for a tower debuff cheese. We just wanted to tie up our opponent's level 3 marksman so we can advance our fire badgers forward before this guy starts to one-shot the fire badgers. Here, going for the range enhancement tech right away, seeing that we had a chaff clear problem in the last round after all. We thought maybe it was because our fire badgers were dying too quickly. Okay. The problem now is our void eyes are actually slightly forward in front of our fire badgers. Maybe it's not the worst thing for now, as they can soak up some shots from the marksman and from the arc lights. As you can see here, we have a lot of trouble clearing our opponent's sledgehammers, as our fire badgers get stuck shooting on them, and we're just not clearing chaff in the process. Alright, that takes us to round 4 unit reinforcement. Anytime our opponent is relying on marksman for DPS and have a bunch of these medium damage units like Arclight and Sledgehammers, these guys are strong against the Void Eyes and the Chaff units. But Rhino just seemed like the perfect answer for this kind of board. So we decided to go for the Rhino while our opponent went for the Raiden, which is a phenomenal choice against everything we have, as all of our units come in 3s, and Raidens can just take them out all in one shot, 3 at a time. Hopefully, our Rhino are going to be able to tank enough damage from the Raiden so we can advance our army forward. But at this moment, you can see that we do not have any anti-air on our board, so these Raidens are going to guarantee themselves a default win. Okay, you can see even with just level 1 Rhinos, we're able to soak up quite a few shots. They're even good against the Raiden, as they only deal 5,000 damage every 5 seconds. So it's quite a slow grind against these singular singular high HP units. Okay, with our Rhino and the reinforced wider board of more Fire Badgers and the Void Eye range enhancement, we're able to push through our opponent's ground-based army, no problem this time, even as we got oiled and delayed. However, as mentioned earlier, we are out of anti-air, and we're very lucky to have cleared to kill one of the Raidens in the air with our remaining Fangs that are late arriving. Okay, that takes us down to 2400 HP without having won a single round. Very devastating. Here I had to make a choice. The choice was, do we lean into the Void Eye or anti-air, or do we go into something else and just abandon the Void Eye carry dream? After seeing this item, the laser sight popping up, I decided, hey, what the heck? We won the previous game against him. We have nothing to lose. Let's try it. Let's try to force this build. So we gave our Void Eye extra range and then clicked the aerial mode, hoping that even though the Raidens will still one-shot these Void Eyes in the air, we're hoping that we can have leftover chaff units by the time that the Void Eyes get connected to the Raidens and vice versa. So aerial mode is going to be our answer. And from here, just chaff up, try to overwhelm our opponent's Raiden with crawlers, and then we went for a forward air shield drop. Here we thought for sure our left side of the board is going to lose hard because we're going to light our board on fire and kill all of our chaff. So instead of just reinforcing the left side, we decided to widen our board again and go into the right side. And this forward shield you see here was to prevent any kind of sentry missile that is set out to slow down our Rhino. It seems like with more Raidens added to the fray, even our tanky, well, not so tanky, our level 1 Rhinos no longer tank enough damage to slow down our opponent's army. And with no chaff left on the board, nothing in front to tank for the Void Eyes, they are as good as dead in front of these range enhanced Raidens. Alright, now we are down to 600 HP and unit reinforcement shows up. We thought about going for Scorpion and maybe go for like a field maintenance kind of delay to lock up these Raidens. But now that they're level 2, they're going to deal 10,000 damage per shot. And that would be simply too much for us to deal with. So we decided to go for the Phoenix and sell. Maximal value for the 1 unit. And let's just go all in on Rhinos. Clicking the armor enhancement and elite recruiting 2 more Rhinos. Hoping that now that we have extra 50% and 2 level 2s on the left side, these guys can just soak up and tie up the Raidens for long enough before our Void Eyes can lock on. And the nice thing about the Rhinos is that they also chaff clear pretty well. Our opponent on this round, for some reason, decided to go for the Fire Badger and range enhancement. Maybe seeing that we were just going all in on chaff. We do have a lot of crawlers, and I would say definitely the Arclides is not a fast enough chaff clear in this kind of scenario. So in a way, we got very lucky in going the armor Rhino, as all of our opponent's Fire Badgers are now locked onto our level 2 Rhinos, causing them to not chaff clear at all. Look at all these crawlers that are just following behind our Rhinos here. And this is going to result in a very devastating, very strong forward push, allowing us to grab double tower debuff. And now our Void Eyes have a crap ton of units in front of it to shield for it. So even though the Void Eyes have a range disadvantage by 20 meters, we were still able to take down our opponent's Raiden at the end of the round, no problem. Okay, now going to round 7, oh, we dealt like 3,000 damage last round. Hoping that this is going to be the knockout punch round, we went for the orbital bombardment. Our opponent went for the underground threat. Perhaps fearing some kind of underground threat distraction, or just he wanted more chaff coming in. Oh, and goes for double underground threat with our previous underground threat coming offline. Okay, from here, after seeing our opponent's Fire Badgers, we decided to go for the Subterranean Blitz, make our crawlers tankier. And anytime we click on this tech, we level all of our crawlers to level 2. This is also going to help us with the upcoming underground threat, at least the one that we knew of that was coming off cooldown. From here, we do the temp range, temp speed, and just hope our level 2 Rhinos can get the job done. You notice that we also put down 1 pack of crawler in this deep flank here, trying to pull all of our opponent's unit into the corner to make way for this pack of Rhino and Fire Badgers. The reason why we decided to do this was that the previous round we went really hard on the left side. So we're hoping that his attention is going to be shifted to the left. That's why we also put down the orbital bombardment, trying to take down the Mustangs in the process. And typically, after having the Rhinos being so successful in the previous round, we would have just gone into more Rhinos. because more is always better, right? But what I've learned is that after this kind of successful round with a Rhino, with one particular unit, the next round, you should almost go into something tech and upgrade into something totally different. So, for example, the Subterranean Blitz, because our opponent's likely going to have an answer for the Rhinos because they dealt so much damage last round. So if we had gone for more Rhinos, I don't think it would have been a good idea. In this case, opponent went for the Napalm, lighting everything on fire. Even our underground crawlers just ended up dying, following the trail of their Rhino brothers. Luckily, with enough Rhinos still left alive, tanking through all of our opponent's Raiden damage, we're going to have more than enough units left alive and tons of crawlers still in front to shield for our Void Eyes. And that is GG. That concludes our replay commentary for today. Thank you guys for watching. Until next time.